run out of awards, but we're creating our own awards now, and it's the first coach to be fired and the first player, I guess, to be traded, and first player of substance or a name or a starter, not just some random
Yep, yep.
guy from the second draft. So we'll start with the coach here. You'd actually mentioned the Portland Trailblazers before, and I think the Portland Trailblazers will fire Chauncey
Ooh,
Billups at some point
ooh.
because it's a good headline to make it seem like they're doing something with their franchise, because that franchise has now entered the Charlotte Hornets, Washington Wizards phase, where they're just going to have people on their team. They're never going to win anything successfully, and they're in no clear direction. I don't know if it's because of the fatigue a little bit, but I'm so depressed for the Portland Trailblazers. If I was a Portland Trailblazers fan, I would actively be looking around for other franchises to jump ship on, because I cannot see how they get out of this hole in the next 5 years. You said themselves, their most expensive player is DeAndre Ayton, who clearly it's not going to work with. We forget that Jeremy Grant exists on that team, but right now Portland has turned into, say, Washington, where, or even Charlotte, where good teams trade their players to them, but they don't even accrue good draft picks in the right years to do anything with it. So I'm
Ooh,
down on
I, I,
Portland
I,
so bad.
I feel you are significantly down on Portland. I just picked them to have the Rookie of the Year, so I feel there's some bright moments there in Portland. Um, I think you forgot they also got Scoot Henderson. Are we totally are we sold out here on Scoot Henderson's career bouncing back that he's a legitimate player in the league here? Yeah, I think he had a pretty terrible rookie year. Surely it can only go uphill from here. And I think if they have another poor season and they jump in the Cooper flag sweepstakes here, all right, I think they could, there's a huge could, okay, bounce back real quickly. I think Chauncey Billups has no expectations in the win-loss column. I think they're looking for progress. They're looking for player development. I think these young pieces need to sort of show that they're part of the future in Portland, or at least they can be trade assets. Okay, I think that's what Chauncey Billups' role is at this point. So it's an interesting pick there. I was going someone else. I'm going with someone who's actually, I think, seat continues to get hotter and hotter. And I think this guy's been fired before, and I'm picking him that he's going to get fired again at this point. First coach to get fired in this 24-26 season is Mike Brown for the Sacramento Kings. And maybe it's not necessarily his fault. Okay, I'm not saying he's a bad coach or anything like that, okay? But the Kings' expectations continue to rise. That's the point, yeah? They brought DeRozan on board, and he's up there. I think it's like 34, 35, I think, isn't he? Okay, so he's not exactly some young player that you bring on board into the system. He's obviously a mid-range player. To me, it's not that far-fetched that you're saying that he's just gone from the Bulls from the East to the Bulls in the West. Yeah, it's like, and the West is loaded. Okay, even if say Mike Brown doesn't get fired during the season, he's not the first coach to be fired. If the Kings don't hit 50 wins this season, they're probably going, well, what do we need to shift around here? And the coach is always the first piece you move, is it not?
I actually had Mike Brown considered for this and then changed my pick to Chauncey Billups. So I completely love what you've said. I think you've captured everything that I would have said, and I can support you in
Thanks,
your
man.
thoughts and feelings without having to bring you down like you have on all of these.